Game time. Welcome.
Hello. Hi, everybody.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, Paula. Happy Saturday.
Hey, Laura. Hey, Paula.
Hey, everybody.
Hi, Liz.
We're going to get started in just a couple minutes. If you are willing to, we love seeing your faces. You can turn your camera on at the bottom of your computer screen. You can also open the chat there as well. And if you are opening your chat, we'd love to know where you're zooming in from. It's fun to see where everybody's here from. I'm in the Hudson Valley in New York. We got snow yesterday, but it was nice and sunny today.
We got ice.
You got ice?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's my least favorite. Yeah. My husband drives about an hour and a half in each direction to work, so ice is very scary for us.
Yeah.
Wow, North Carolina, Rhode Island, Florida, everywhere. Vermont, Baltimore, we're really New Mexico.
Even Florida had a winter this year.
Backing it
Still
up.
happening.
Yes, even Florida had a winter this year. You are
Yeah,
correct.
it's still not, it's a little chilly. In the 60s today, but we've had 40s.
Wow.
40s is warm here. So,
Yeah, I know. I
we won't hold it
remember.
against- Let's give it just another 30 seconds and then we'll get started.
Yeah, I'm former Hudson Valley myself, so I remember.
Oh, you are? Where
Yeah.
from?
Last one was Tarrytown, Irvington area, near Lyndhurst, actually.
There you go. I know it very well. I'm in Kingston, so.
Oh, actually, that's my secondary one. My husband is in Kingston.
Well, there you go. Thank you, Liz. I enjoy these glasses as well. All right, so let's get started here. Thank you again for coming out. I'll just say it one last time. If you are willing to turn your cameras on, you can do that at the bottom of your screen, and we'd love you to open your chat as well and let us know where you're from as the artists are presenting, what you're enjoying, if you have any questions. And we'll do our best to get the questions answered during the presentations. But if we run out of time, we will take note of what those questions are and try and get them answered at our short after party after all of the artists present. So there is one technical thing we like to let everybody know, which is that in the event that we have some sort of major technical issue and we have to shut down this particular Zoom, we will post a new link to our website, which is artpartycentral.org. So you'll look for the red box at the top and you'll just be able to click that and we'll start right back up. Doesn't happen often, but we like you to know what to do in the event that it does. So we also like to start our parties with a cheers to being together. Happy Saturday evening.
Happy Saturday.
Cheers, everyone.
Cheers, cheers.
And happy
Good night,
birthday to
Kate.
my daughter, who turned 34 today.
Oh, happy birthday.
Hey.
Yesterday.
At this point, now that all the technical stuff's out of the way, we are going to mute everybody, which is just Zoom protocol. Okay. So for those that don't know me, I am Laura Kandel, and I'm excited to be your host today. I come to Art Party Central from the contemporary craft show world, where I produced indoor-outdoor arts festivals for almost 17 years. And now, among other things, I have an Instagram blog called Modern Handmade Design about craft and design. And even for me, being at these parties is a chance to meet new artists and find out a lot more about the ones that I've already known. I found out things about artists I've known for almost 2 decades that I never knew before. You know, they have children, and what? You have a partner? I don't know this. So I'm also really lucky to have Sam Stone from Swan&Stone Millinery. She's one of the co-founders of Art Party Central. She's here today helping me as a co-host. and you can find her as admin in the chat. So if you need anything during the party, you can reach out to her, and make sure to check out her website at swanandstone.com. But enough about us. We are here to talk about the 7 super talented artists that are here with us today. We have Karla Gudeon, Art and Design, Griffith Evans, Wood Jewelry, PoshFELT, Alex Lozier Jewelry, Gina Pannorfi, Shana Kroiz Jewelry, and Steel Pony and Journey Bags. We're getting a 2-for-1 in the last presentation. So let me tell you how this sort of works. Each of the 7 artists gives a presentation, and then if time allows, we'll ask them 1 or 2 questions that were previously submitted, or we'll grab stuff from the chat. At the end of the party, we'll raffle off 1 $50 gift certificate for each of the artist websites. So that's 7 chances to win just for hanging out with us today. You do have to be present to win, so make sure you stick around to the end. And at that point, we'll also give you a special discount code, which will be good for all 7 of the artist websites, as well as our co-host, swanandstone.com. And then at the end of the party, we'll have a short, we call it our after party, where we'll invite you to unmute, we'll mingle, we'll ask some extra questions. So let's get started with the fun stuff. Today, our first artist is Karla Gudeon. So Karla, go for it.
And I am unmuted for a change. Yay, I did it again.
So proud.
Hi, so I'm Karla of Karla Gudeon Art and Design, and I have a line of hand watercolored engravings, which is a 200-year-old process I'm going to tell you about in a minute. But I like to come to these parties and let you in a little bit to what I'm thinking, what my inspirations are, and hopefully we're all on the same page. Hopefully we're all feeling the same things. And I like to think of art as something truly healing and truly emotional, like fueling, emotional sustenance. So right now, I think this is a great piece to start off with, my stillness piece. And it feels very wintry, but very calm at the same time. And so I always have this piece somewhere in my home. I could see it throughout the winter because it does give me that sense of calm. And I happen to love that feeling. But right now, and I rotate my art. That's a good way to wake yourself up to your own art in your home. But right now, I'm kind of tired of the winter. I think it was just one snowstorm too much for me. So the other thing art can do is it can be transitional. And I decided to make tonight all about the flowers that I draw. I've always loved botanicals, and I like putting my new twist on old world art. So this is what I was telling you about, which is how I make the work. And this is a metal plate that I use to start every piece. In this particular case, it's magnesium. And the design is carved backwards into the magnesium. And from this plate, I fill it with black ink and I make a print on paper. And that's another thing that I like to vary depending on my mood and what I'm feeling. So this is the print right off the press for that peony plate I just showed you. And one is on white paper and one is on paper handmade from garlic skin. That's that beautiful sage green. And from this stage, I go in every piece with watercolors and paint each one. So that same peony, what I have to show you is, again, depending on what I'm feeling, this is the same plate, this is the same peony, and I just hit it with the watercolor in different ways. And it can change the mood of the piece entirely, depending on how I paint it and what paints I pull out. And again, based on that, we're going to hear a crash because I just dropped that plate. I knew that was coming. So one of my good transitional pieces that I happen to love is for every ending, a beginning. And as a children's book illustrator who segued my work into adults, the one thing I don't like letting go of is the idea of combining work and art and text. I think it's, been done through the ages, and if it's done right, it's a beautiful way to convey a message and convey it with strength. So that is my change of seasons piece. And to start celebrating the flowers, I have Love Grows Here, which incorporates that peony, but there's a daisy and an iris in there as well. And I call this line my vintage line because it reminds me of 1800s botanicals, but with the pop of modern color. So here's one that really makes me happy right now. And I think I'm going to take this home and put it somewhere where I'm going to see it, because it's going to remind me that spring is coming. When you see my sunflower. And then here is the poppy. And I think the words are coming out backwards. I promise you they're forwards in the actual art. Oh, no, you can read them correctly. Good.
They're
That
correct.
makes me happy. It's not correct on my screen. And here's one of my favorites also, because sometimes I'm in a flower mood, but I'm also feeling a little prickly and a little ornery. So I love the idea of a thistle. One of the other places that I've taken my illustrative skills and put it into work is for kids. And I've designed an alphabet all made out of flowers. And one thing I do when a baby's born is I customize the name, and I research the meaning and the correct pronunciation and make these placards for a baby's room. And what I love about the flower letters is it's not too childish, and a kid, a girl, I have teenagers and, that still ask for that. So it's not too babyish, but it works in a baby's room, and yet it could take the child through their life. And I always like sneaking in a couple of things from the archives that I haven't shown in a while. So one is my flower triptych behind me, and that's called Come to My Garden. And that's a room maker that belongs in a dining room or above a couch. It's a large scale piece, and it comes with or without the option of the hand calligraphied Hebrew that's in the middle panel, which says Bo Legani, which means come to my garden. And this might be one of my all-time favorite pieces. She's called Flower Bed, and she's whimsical and fun, and she just looks so serene and naked sitting there on that bed of flowers. And her body is actually the handmade paper. It's not painted. It's the same color as the border, which is the handmade paper that I do my engraving on. Those two pieces that I'm showing you that were from the archives, I'd have to be contacted from by email because they are not on my website, but I still love creating those. And one last thing with flowers is for those of you that need to tell someone spring is coming and in a gift format is I do this beautiful set of boxed Italian marble coasters, and they come all four to the box with the daisy, the peony, the iris, and that summer sunflower. So summer sunflowers in February, you can't go wrong. Laura, did you have
I'm
any
ready.
questions?
I'm ready for them. I do have a question. So do you always paint the etching in color, or do you ever do just the black and white?
So I love that question because it's going to take me a second, and hopefully we won't hear another crash. I am just playing with it, and I think I'm loving it, especially with these flowers. And I just framed them up, two of them up. They're not on the website yet. Again, I'd have to be contacted, but I think that's striking. And I think that's a clean, beautiful look. And I'm really excited to see the flowers on my website as a grouping, all like this with that great Luna color matte and the black and white. And the other one that I'm debating framing as a black and white, I'm going to stand and roll, going to see how short I am, is
It's my favorite part.
every time I stand. And then people can weigh in on the chat and tell me if I'm onto something or not. So I have this beautiful vintage looking tree of life. And I'm thinking it might work in the black and white alone as well, but I'm not 100% sure. So anyone who wants to weigh in, go ahead.
I like it. Lisa's loving it. Lisa Cooney. It works.
And I say it again, more not on the website. Email me, call me. Can you tell I like personal contact? Because I think I'm forcing it.
I actually had a sort of random question that just popped into my head. Do you only use black ink? Do you ever use a different color ink when you pull prints?
I have used different color ink when I pull prints, and I haven't found the thing that sings to me yet.
Okay.
I haven't found the combo, but no, for now, it's not for now, for 20 years. I've played with it. I have it here, and yet I keep coming back to the black ink. In fact, I searched long and hard for the right black. I've probably tried
Right.
20 different blacks to find
Yeah.
the black.
well, we'll have another conversation about this if you're just going to do the non-painted version. I'm very pushy.
I know you are. I
Why
see
you love me.
the colored print, unpainted print in my future.
Anywho,
And
thank
you
you so
love
much, Karla.
Thank you,
So we're
everyone.
going to head over to Griffith now.
Hi, happy Saturday, everyone. My name is Griffith. I know many of us would normally be in Baltimore this weekend for the American Craft Council show, so I'm glad we're able to connect here on Art Party Central today instead. I'm a jeweler in New Mexico, and I build minimal contemporary jewelry with wood. I have a very small amount of formal jewelry education, but I did study industrial design with Swiss and German professors. And I really internalized some of their Bauhaus-based ideals of rationality, simple forms, and repeatability. The second time I went to school later in life, I earned another degree in fine woodworking. I approached jewelry as a problem-solving exercise. I actually designed the jewelry and the construction techniques at the same time. I find that working with wood is slower and more meditative than metalsmithing with a torch. So now I'm going to turn the camera down to show you some of the procedure that I developed to build bracelets. Well, after I harvest the wood, I cut it into thin strips like this. These are less than 1/8 inch thick. I steam that wood and I bend it around an oval form like this. I built these forms in 5 sizes, and that's how I get different size cuffs. This is a cuff blank that's fresh off the form. This is actually walnut burl wood, which is just a fascinating pattern and color. But you can see now that the 2 pieces are laminated together. And from here, I cut this blank into different widths going this direction. And in doing so, I create a vocabulary of simple forms, which I then put together in different combinations. So this is the banglet, which is the thinnest piece. And then I also cut it to this width, which is a half cuff. And this is a full cuff. And at this point, Christine's going to show us the proper way to put a cuff on. You just push the heel into that soft underside of your arm and rotate it around and then let it slide down. And I offer these 3 widths individually, and some people like to stack the pieces because they work so well together. And in addition to those individuals, I also combine the pieces with beads to create other designs. I call these the horizon cuff. And you can see that the horizon cuff really it's a banglet and a half cuff with beads in the middle. And she's showing us a horizon cuff right now that's in walnut wood with white Swarovski crystal pearls. This is another design called the Z cuff. And that's actually 3 banglets together with the pearls or the stones suspended in between. And I use steel pins that go through the beads and into the wood for a secure construction. And this is the Z cuff in gray sycamore wood, which is just a lovely combination with the white Swarovski pearls. Finally, I've got the pea pod cuff here. I guess you can see what's coming, but this is two banglets with pearls mounted in between. And this piece is done in ebonized apple wood. Going back to the non-beaded cuffs, these are very popular with men. especially if they're looking for something different to wear with metal or leather pieces that are already in their collections. It's just a really nice way to add some contrast and variety, and at the same time show your affinity for natural materials. Wood has such a tactile attraction, and the grain patterns are never disappointing. You might be wondering about the stability of some of these pieces with a crack or a hole, but because I do laminate two pieces together here, there's always something solid underneath these deformities. I'm going to turn the camera around and we'll open it up to questions.
I wouldn't call them deformities. I'd call them features.
Features. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. I guess it's from a commercial timber standpoint, it's a deformity, but I have, celebrating those features.
So you had mentioned to me previously that you have a new project on the horizon. Can you tell us about that?
Yes, I do. Bamboo and pearls. I recently got a small box of bamboo shafts from someone who grows this, and I haven't done anything yet, but I'm getting very excited about the prospect of bending the bamboo and then accenting those bamboo forms with pearls. So that's coming up. Stay tuned. Hopefully I'll be able to show that soon.
That's awesome. We've got a couple questions in the chat. One would like to see if you have earrings to show, and the other wanted to see one of those necklaces on the wall.
Okay, well, I'll show you some necklaces. I call this a pendant necklace, interestingly enough, and it's bent wood as well. You can see there's a gentle curve there. In addition, I make these beads with porcelain. This is on an 18-inch chain. It just slips over the head. It's practically weightless and just very easy to wear. I didn't read the chat yet, so I'm not sure which necklace we were interested in. So I'll show you every one of them, and you can tell me when you stop.
There you go. We've got another minute or so. So
Okay. Well, this is part of an ongoing investigation into intersecting circles, and this is just a prototype. It's not really fully ready yet, but rubber neck cord, intersecting circles, and again the handmade beads. Christine's here today with me, and she's actually wearing some earrings that may be of interest. This is called the swoop earring, and that's two pieces of walnut wood interlocking. I've cut little dado joints in those. And on the other side, she's wearing a platelet. The platelet earring is, again, it's steam bent wood, so there's a gentle curve, and the little Swarovski crystal spins around in that setting. And these are available in, I've got 4 or 5 different combinations up on my website. I use a variety of the woods that we previously saw on the cuffs.
gorgeous. Well, way to pivot and be able to show us half of the rest of your collection very quickly.
Well, it's all right here, so.
It's so true.
Yeah,
Well, thank you so much, Griffith and Christine. And I wrote down a couple other questions that we'll talk about in the chat later, but we're gonna send it over to Maureen now.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to my studio here in Jamestown, Rhode Island. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I'm super excited to be here. I have a few new things to show you. Last month, I introduced to you my tassel clutch, which is right here. Just want to show you what that looks like. It's made out of vegan leather. That's my new collection, Posh Vegan. And it's got a great tassel detail on the side hanging off. And I took that into a segue into a new bag, which I'm going to show you right now. It's called the Sporty Clutch. It's the same concept as the tassel clutch. Both have a unique closure. it's called a flex frame. This one's actually a diamond shape. There's just tissue in there, only just to keep it full so you can see the depth. This also has a tassel and a hang tag, and it's attached to the casing for the closure. I've been using this for a week or two now, and I love it. I'm going to show you the one that I chose for myself. I always make a bag for myself before I put it into full production, and I just loved it because it was a little bit sportier than this bag, the tassel clutch. I use that when I go out to dinner. Not that I go out really often, just every once in a while now because of COVID, but I still enjoy going out with my boyfriend. So I decided to take that bag and make a smaller, sportier version of it. This is my personal bag I've been using. Absolutely love it. Easy to grab and go. And I'll show you what I have in it. It fits a lot, actually. Here's my 3-pocket credit card holder. It has my cards in it. That's the side. My mask pouch, always go, never leave home without one. My eyeglass case, because I need readers wherever I go to see a menu. And my earbud case, I use it for coins. So that's what that is. And just a small bottle of lotion, because it's really dry here in Rhode Island. Cold and dry. So that is the newest bag in my collection, the Posh Vegan collection. And I've just been loving the new fabric. I started with German wool felt 5 years ago, and every year I've been introduced to some fun, different fabrics. I use cork in the summer, and this year I just needed some color, and I was able to get a few samples of the vegan leather, and I fell in love with it. And vegan leather is just an alternative to animal leather. I love it because of the versatility, and just wanted to point out that I create the double-sided material. So the vegan leather has just a plain back material, and then all my bags are two-tones. So this is actually, the silver is the back of the fabric. So it kind of gives you a nice contrast to the color that's showcased on the bag. So without further ado, I kind of wanted to show you the process of creating a bag. And not every design is a perfect one. It's not brilliant. It might be brilliant in my head for a minute or two. So last summer, I was going to New Jersey a lot to take care of my mom, and I just wanted a quick crossbody. So I had a frame that I've had for about 5 years now, and I decided, oh my gosh, I'm definitely going to make a bag. It's time. So I had some oilcloth. Normally when I make a prototype, I don't always use the material that I'm going to have the final bag in. And this is the bag that I made. I was just humdrum to me. I didn't like the way it functioned. I didn't like the way it looked. It was just not a great bag for me. So I quickly dismissed it. And at Christmas time, I'm like, I'm going to try this again. So I made a paper pattern with a different concept, same frame, but I was like going to go for a minimalist style. So here you can see that there's a very small depth in the side, and then there's just a little bit of a gusset in the bottom. And as you can see, the crumpled paper, I looked at it and I hated it. Well, not hated it, but it was just not talking to me. So I threw it in a drawer, and I thought, well, I'll come back to it. So the weekend of Super Bowl Sunday, I had to rush to New Jersey and take care of my mom. And I needed a crossbody. And then all of a sudden, the night before I was leaving, I'm like, oh my gosh, I have it. So this is a sneak peek. I love the bag. And this is how it transitioned. This is the final bag. And I'm calling it my casual crossbody. So same frame, just a different style. It has an outside pocket, and I use this for my mask and hand cream. And then if you notice the side gusset, it's got rivet details. Can you see that there? And then that transforms to the bottom as well. So it's got a really fun bling on the bottom, the unexpected. And then there's a back pocket, a large back pocket with my edge detail that I put on most of my pockets. Well, I put on every one of my pockets. And then once again, it's a crossbody. So it sits, I don't know if you can see this, but it's underneath a step stool, but it really does sit nicely on my hip. And then also I wanted to show you that there's always detail. This is the strap, comes with a silver edging on the end, and it's also a snap. So when these go into full production, I'll have different strap colors that you can pick and choose to your liking. So this bag, once again, I'm known for my closures. This is called a kiss lock closure, also a quad because it's not a solid closure. But I'll show you how it opens. You just turn and then it opens all the way. So you can see everything. Can you see that? Everything that you're carrying at easy reach, and it's my
Giving me
newest.
Mary Poppins bags vibes. Like it's so much wider than it looks when you're holding
Yes,
it. So
yes.
that's awesome.
And that's because of the side gusset.
Right.
The way it's constructed, it's actually inset a little bit, so it will be able to expand as you open it.
So cool.
And
Somebody was asking actually if the outside pocket on that, does it fit a phone?
this pocket.
That pocket does fit a phone?
Well, I have one of the larger the larger phones, and I find my phone, it sticks up too much for me, but yes, it
Okay.
does fit. But with this bag, I keep my phone inside.
Okay.
And when I used this in New Jersey, and I was really loving it, I had my mask in here, my mask pouch, or
Right.
my keys.
Right. Perfect. So that bag that you're strapped into right now is not available for purchase, but you had said previously to email you and you'd like make a list for those that might be
Oh, yes.
interested.
Yes. So when I'm really happy with a design and I'm about to launch it, I'm super confident in it. I'm going to use it for a few more weeks. And the material that it will be made in will be vegan leather. And this happens to have a really fun, cool design in it, which I'm going to carry into these bags, as well as the solids behind.
Excellent. Fantastic. Thank you so much, Maureen.
Thank you.
We are going to send it over to Alex.
Hey everyone, welcome. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Alex Lozier. I am a jewelry artist and a magical talisman maker. I'm formally trained as a silversmith, but my true passion is working with stones and with crystals because I really feel that crystals are the earth's intelligence. And I'm really inspired by nature. You can see that the stones give me a wide range of textures and colors to work with. So I work from everything from beads to rough mineral specimens that are in their natural state, as well as cut stones. And I make a lot of my chains that are all hand forged. So this is another piece. This is a labradorite. You can see this one has like some really nice blue flash, and it's on a handmade chain. Oh, there it goes. But yeah, so this is a fun stone because it has that color changing effect. Each of these links are made by hand, which is a really meditative process for me. So I really enjoy making these. And when I'm working with the stones, I also really enjoy integrating the metalwork into the shape of the stone. So you can see these were all pieces of obsidian. And if you look at the metalwork on the back, I built these little metal frames where the stones kind of float. So I'm always very interested in integrating the metal into the natural aspect of the stone and having every single part of the piece very well integrated. I also really enjoy playing with pieces that you can wear in multiple ways. So it's kind of like you get multiple pieces of jewelry in one. So this necklace, for example, and I have a bunch of necklaces like this, but this one particularly is made with sapphires and golden moonstones, which has just such a beautiful range of color. But this necklace you can wear short and doubled like this, or you have the option to open it up and wear it long, and it just has this little removable clasp that you can put in your jewelry box when you're not using it. This is another one of those flashy labradorites. You guys can see a little bit of that color changing magic. But yeah, I just really love working with all the different colors and textures that the stones provide. And I really feel that each one has its own unique personality and its own lesson to teach us, if you will. So a lot of the time when I'm working with clients one-on-one, they might come to me with a goal that they're working on, or if they are having a challenging experience that they're going through, and they may want to use a piece of jewelry to kind of carry them through their time or to help them focus their intention to manifesting what their goals are. So the stones to me are really such a great way for us to work with them in a magical way. So we're not only adorning the body, but we're also using stones in a magical way, which I think is so fun. And when we're talking about magic, what I like to think about magic is the skilled ability to create a desired result. So it's just, it brings a little bit of extra meaning into the jewelry. And I also charge each piece with Reiki, which is an ancient healing art, to just add a little bit of meaning, an extra layer of meaning before I send my pieces out to my clients. These are all earrings on here. So this top row, these are ammonites, which is a fossilized shell that comes from Morocco. This next row, these are all geodes, so they're really sparkly on the inside, and I feel like these ones are all about revealing inner beauty. Then I have my geometric series here, and these are inspired by the natural terminations of garnet facets. And then I have some black tourmalines down here with some black agates. Black stones have a really protective quality to them. They're also very grounding. And I think that's something that a lot of people have been looking for this year, especially with all the chaos that happened last year. These are fluorites, little fluorite crystals. These ones have a really nice, beautiful kind of whimsical color to them. And yeah, do you guys have any questions for me?
I do have a question for you. Are there specific stones that people request often? And if so, why might they request them?
Yeah, so usually somebody will have like a particular goal in mind, like maybe somebody's trying to deepen their spiritual practice or feel like connected to something greater than themselves. Then something that's like in the purple family, like an amethyst crystal might be really good for that. If somebody's looking for a little bit of protection and security, safety, feeling a little bit more grounded, something that's like a little bit of a smoky color or a black stone is going to be really great. If somebody is working on like abundance and prosperity and like bringing more money into their life, they might want to work with something like this. This is peridot, or maybe, where did I put it? Oh, this one, prehnite. So it just really depends on the person, because each person's energy is going to react, or I should say, coalesce with the energy of the stone in a unique way. So it just really depends. So I actually really enjoy doing custom projects because I really get to read the person, and then I get a feel for what stone would be best for them. But yeah, there's definitely different archetypes of stones that have been used for hundreds of years for specific reasons.
So interesting.
Mhm.
One day you and I will sit down and you'll tell me all about how you got into this, because I'm fascinated. When COVID's done and we can actually have coffee.
Yeah. We're in the same neighborhood, so.
I know, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Anyways, thank you so much, Alex. We are going to send it over to Gina.
Hello, everyone from Chicago. I am Gina Pannorfi, for those of you who don't know me. I am a textile artist, and I work in 2 mediums, batik and also felt making. I'll give you a quick little peek into a section of my studio where I work, where I create all of the textiles one at a time. The batiks there hanging on the wall, the frames hanging on the wall there are for batik, when I stretch white fabric on those to create. And then you're getting sort of a little shot of my storage of all hand-dyed silk, and then piles of silk there. And then all of the things that are hanging are actually all dyed merino wool roving. So I use really fine merino hair that lends to a super soft felted scarf, and that I work into 3 different types of silk. So I use silk chiffon, I use a subtle silk, and then I use a heavier weight silk. And I will show you some of the different weights and styles now. I make 26 styles of scarf and shawl, and work between really thin scarves, easy to wear. The piece I have on here is actually a medium width scarf. It has a double ruffle edge here. In this piece, I'm playing with sort of the iridescent lightweight silk, and then this matte silk chiffon that you see. You can see that this piece is 2-sided. All of my work has 2 sides to it, so you do get sort of a 2 scarf in 1. And it does wrap around really beautifully and give you a nice face frame. These medium widths are great for winter and fall, good for layering underneath a coat, or if you like to keep a scarf on inside. This piece does sort of look like a vest once you open it up. So you can see here, it does cover my shoulders. And then moving on to a wider style, I will show you another ruffle. I promise it won't all be ruffles, but this piece is a little bit heavier than some of my shawls. It is this really beautiful black on black, so it's black silk chiffon. And this is a really super fine black wool, and it has almost a sheen to it. You can kind of see in the light here. Really soft, so nice and heavy and warm, but still has that drape that's super important to me to be worn. Again, you can play with these ruffles, facing them up toward your face or down. But this piece, I just made it, but as you wear them, they will shape to your body. But you can see that you get full coverage here down to your sacrum, and then it can be folded in half as well. This piece is not on my website just yet, but if you are interested in something that is not that you see here that you can't find on the website, you can just contact me. Keeping in the theme of black. Sorry, I know I'm wearing black, but I think it's a good background for color. This piece is actually the same type of wool, silk chiffon, but you can see here that there's a bit of draping. There's panels of sheer silk, and then I will show you it in a different color so you can get a sense of the sheerness of it. I do hand dye all the colors, so any custom work is invited. And you can see here again that in something that has a little bit of contrast, you get a peek through of the sheer. And then if you flip it over and you wear it on the side where there is wool, you will get more of kind of a graphic looking shawl. You can see here is the texture and the puckering up close. And then this style you can also gather accordion style. It's great for traveling. It's good to wear dressed up or casually with a t-shirt and jeans. It kind of folds up really nicely. It can be wrapped around the neck as well if you like to wear a larger shawl wrapped. And for here in Chicago, it's necessary. And then I will show you a narrow version. This color has not made an appearance yet on my website either, but this is kind of the entry size scarf for people. This is a great gift size. It also is these are 150. This is sort of where the work starts in terms of pricing. And this piece gets wrapped around once and gives you a really great face frame. This is the heaviest type of silk that I work with, and it's still light and drapey, but what you can see here is that the texture of it is really puckery. So you get this really dramatic bubble. And then again, all of the work is two-sided, so you get a little bit of pop here with these greens in contrast to the other side. And then I also work in large scale, and I'll show you this last piece in the felt. So this one was just made recently. It's all white and grays. And then I call these my meditation shawls. They can be used in your home decoratively, or you can layer them over yourself and really be warm on the couch. They're great for kind of replacing a coat for transitional fall weather. Or even if you live in a desert climate, they're great to have with you just as like the day and the night drop temperature is such a drastic change. And I also work in batik. I'll just give you a brief pop-in. I'm sure I'm kind of dwindling on time here. So I actually I'll show you a large piece so you guys get a sense of how these pieces start. So I was explaining that the frames, I stretch white fabric. So this is a piece that is waiting to be turned into a garment. It's all one piece. I hand paint each one of these little shapes on one at a time with hot wax, and then build layers of color with hand painted dye. So I usually get about 3 garments from this one piece of fabric. And then I make quite a few styles and some dresses in that as well. And then I also do scarves, which are classic and in squares.
So since we are starting to run low on time.
Yes.
Let me just ask one possibly quick question. How do you care for your work? Like, how do you take care of it once you own it?
So all of the silk and wool is all washable. You can put it in your machine on a cold, or like if you have a trusted gentle cycle where you wash wool socks and they don't come out destroyed, my work will withstand a gentle washing in the machine, but you can always just hand wash it in your sink, wring it out, reshape it, hand dry. And then the wool and silk actually really love hot steam, and it gives the will like refluff the wool up because it likes to get hydrated. And so even a little hand steamer or an iron on a high steam setting will be fine for kind of reshaping it.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
I am always concerned about destroying everything that I own. So I like
Yeah.
to know what the artist says to do.
Yeah, I definitely try to make things that will last for a lifetime. So
They're so beautiful. Thank you so much for being here and showing us all these beautiful things. And we are going to send it over to Shana.
Hello, everyone. So good to be with you all today. Tonight, Saturday night. This is usually my night for dressing up. And if you kind of can tell, I like to dress up and get fabulous. And my work is really dramatic and I'm sort of fall on the dramatic side. So I'm glad to be with you tonight. So I'm going to start right off with bracelets and rings tonight, because I often talk about earrings and I'm known for my earrings, but I feel like my bracelets and my rings are really the essence of what I do, because they're so sculptural and they really use the body as a pedestal in the way that I like to think about jewelry. I like to think that jewelry, that jewelry really should integrate beautifully, but yet stand out. So these pieces are all hand carved, and these are cast in sterling silver with elements of 18 karat gold. I do a lot of fields of color by setting stones. These would be sapphires. I do diamonds. I really try to focus on form. And I try to choose surface techniques that really do pull the forms out. So you'll see I do a lot of oxidizing or the bright silver, and that makes the pieces very sculptural, and my work is very sensual. And it all is derived from aquatic sea life forms. I also do a lot of sculptural type rings, and I think I said that we're going to put them on because it's easier to see that way. So as you can see here, they're all also very sculptural. And what I think I do that is, again, really interesting is that the backs really are just as exciting and interesting as the fronts. I do a lot of mixed metals, mixing 18 karat gold and sterling silver. I'll use sculptural stones. This one is just straight gold and silver. Lots of times I will pop stones in there for more interest in color. And I like a lot of sparkle. So I do use that. I will often design things around stones that you might have yourself. And I really enjoy doing custom work like that. This is a newer satellite ring. Again, 18 karat gold set with yellow sapphires. I do it also with yellow diamonds when I can find them. They're a little harder to get a hold of. I have so many rings. I did want to show you, I do also work in non-precious materials. So this is actually a low fused enamel over bronze, and it's got 24 karat gold fused into the surface. But what's really fun about this, you can see it in my earrings and a lot of my work, it's a great way to bring color into the pieces without using the more expensive stones. And I love working, and I love color, and I love being able to bring that into my work. And I also like having work that everybody can, that's accessible to everyone, which is why I do work both in precious and non-precious materials. So for instance, the earrings I'm wearing are a powder coated, where the ring is actual lapis. But the work you'll see that all of my work flows really beautifully together. So even if you are using some of the enamel pieces with the high-end gold pieces, everything integrates really beautifully. So those are just some of my, there's so many rings here to show you. Those are some of my ring designs. Oh, here's another great one. And you can see a lot of times, and if you go to my website and you see something, but you maybe want it in a different color or different finish, a lot of times I don't have pictures of everything on there. And so just reach out to me and I will happily work with you on stones and colors and finishes. For those of you that don't know me, I will show you my earrings, because that is what usually what people consider their introductory piece into my line. These are really the earrings that I'm the most well known for. They're double-sided, and they come in very small, very petite to quite large, to about almost close to 2.5 inches. Then this is probably less than an inch. The way they work is they just pull apart and you put one in the front and one in the back. And so again, as you can see, I am absolutely a sculptor at heart. I want all the pieces to really work with the body. And these earrings they really are a fabulous design. People love them. I've been selling them since I started doing the shows, and almost everybody has them if they don't have many pairs. They're hollow, so they're really lightweight. And I do use white gold posts in all of the double-sided earrings. And my newer line is the elongated crescent pods. And here you can start to see some of my color work. And please go to my website because I do so much work in color. These are the green enamel. This is a newer beaded crescent pod earring. And then I also do have gold and sterling silver, oxidized silver, and then some of this red. The red is really rich and fabulous. Are there any questions for me? I have.
Did we get to a question? Oh my goodness, I'm so proud.
No, you know that this room is filled with jewelry.
This might be a first, folks. What's funny is that I'm going to ask you a question on if we can see another piece of jewelry.
Yes, well, of course. What would you like to see?
The necklace that you have on, can we actually see that closer? Is it easy to take off?
It's super easy to take off, and this is a newer piece. I call it my pomegranate series. I do it in the red, which is really beautiful. I just sold that one, and this is the cobalt blue, and it's got a nice little texture and somewhat of a luster. And I've fused 24 karat gold, so I kind of feel like it. That's why I made the lapis ring. I feel like it relates to the lapis family. This color is so spectacular. As you can see, I have a lot to choose from. This is what I chose for you guys for Saturday night. Oh, real quick, I do want to show you the newest piece off the bench, the ring and this bracelet. I just finished today, actually. It's to go with the pod, the elongated crescent pod line. And this is 18 karat gold, studded with little 1-point diamonds. So it's really elegant. Yeah. So as you can see, I have a huge range.
Yes, you do.
Everything is beautiful and sensuous, and is made for us to feel good in.
Show me one more necklace. Can you show me the red necklace behind you?
This one?
Yeah.
This is, this is one of my favorite pieces. This is actually I was an enamelist, or I am an enamelist, and I only recently switched to the low fuse enamel. This is actually the vitreous glass enamel, which fires at 1500 degrees as opposed to the 400 that I'm doing now. This actually can be worn as both a necklace and a brooch.
Brooch, baby.
Yeah, so there's a pin stem here, and that's the structure that I build. So though I'm a sculptor, I'm actually a huge technician, and I love problem solving. So look at that as a brooch. It is really, or a necklace. It's a really spectacular piece. And I love the wire construction, and I like the way I'm able to make these forms feel like they're floating and not heavily set in metal. So I do a lot of that. I do a lot of really trying to celebrate the form. And all my mechanisms are hidden and tucked away.
You can really feel all of the care that you put into it. So thank you for showing us everything.
Oh, thank you.
And we're going to send it over to our final duo of the night, Joanne and Dennis.
There
you go.
Hi, guys. I'm Joanne. I'm Dennis. And we are a husband and wife team and creators of Steel Pony and Journey Bags. And gosh, after listening to everybody, I'm so busy shopping everybody else's stuff. So I'm a little distracted. So I'm going to try to go faster. So Steel Pony, my focus and my goal with Steel Pony is to make things that women, that are unique and comfortable and women want to wear. They're for free-spirited women who like color and they like freedom of movement. So I thought tonight I would just show you a couple of things that I have and just give you a general idea of what I do. And then maybe you could go to the website and take a look for yourself. I do a lot of layering here. So I always start with the base set So today I'm going to get up on this thing so you can see, oh, no, maybe not. You can see, but I'm wearing my Lisa leggings, and I'm wearing my, this great tunic piece that I just totally lost the name of, a Cameron tunic. It's my favorite piece. So I'm surprised I didn't get that, but I wear it. I have it in every color. I use it as my best layering piece. It's great for under things, and also it's great for the summertime because it's sleeveless. And then I like to layer on some other pieces as I go. So this is one of my best-selling pieces in my Model collection, which my Model collection is, Model is a fiber that is sustainable and very comfortable and easy to wear, and it feels like you're wearing your pajamas, and it dyes really beautifully. So because we hand dye everything here, so we get to create our palette every season. So this is a new color for spring. It's the magenta. And then I'm going to show you a jacket that goes with it. This is my Roxy jacket, and it is a one-of-a-kind dye. So it comes in one color dye as well. But look how great it looks with this piece. And I mean, I did them in different times. So I got a little, so when I put it together, I was like, wow, this is great together. So it's just a great suit. You know, and then I do other pieces that are like one-sizers that are really comfy to wear, like pieces like this, which is called the Brooklyn poncho. And that's a more casual cotton fabric, as well as like the Joe poncho, which is also a cotton fabric that is really comfortable and warm for this time of year. Behind me, I have just some other outfits that you can see kind of what we do. I do everything from, you know, one-of-a-kind patchwork to, I use all my scraps and do everything, to beautiful Model that's a little more sophisticated, to dressy pieces like this silk organza piece right here. So like I said, I do a lot of different things. So I really encourage you to go to the website and take a look around. And if you have any questions, please reach out to me. And now I'm going to turn it over to Dennis to show you his beautiful journey bags. Den?
Hi, I'm Dennis. I'm the creator of Journey Bags. My mission is to create functional, handcrafted, organically designed leather bags. Each piece is one of a kind that I fit to the individual buyer. I use a variety of ethically sourced cowhide, bison, python, ostrich, even snapping turtle. And as you can see, the wall behind me, there are many different styles and combinations to consider. So I'm going to encourage you to take a look at our website at steelpony.com to see the whole collection, but I'm going to highlight a couple of them now so that you can get an idea. This is a bag that I actually made for a fashion show that we did in the summertime that was made from cutouts from my other bags. And I sewed different pieces together that I had left over and created a leather fabric, a hide in and of itself to make it. So it actually is a double-sided bag and has this venting detail that I have been using for a little bit with contrasting background. This is actually a vented pocket on the outside. And then this is essentially it's a sack bag. It's pretty long. I mean, longer than most. It's about 18 inches and it can hold a lot. So, oh, okay. So Joanne's wearing a smaller bag that I made. It's got a python detail. The bulk of the bag is buffalo. The underside has a ostrich outside pocket, and then it's lined with a contrasting leather and a key finder so that you can find your keys. My straps are generally flat and comfortable, and I tailor them to the person that buys them. So I also did this clutch, which was just featured in Harper's Bazaar Vietnam, which we're really excited about. It's got the venting with the contrasting leather behind it. It's buffalo, high grain contrast, front pocket, which is also ostrich, and has a divider pocket with the key finder. So the flap is actually magnetic or connected that way. These are earth magnets, and they're pretty secure. I also do card holders with different detail, emu, buffalo, ostrich, cuffs.
And
Leather mask that I designed for this a show that was featuring mask design, and it's all leather, contrast, leather behind it, and it's pretty comfortable. So all my bags come with a lifetime guarantee. As long as I'm alive, I'll be happy to take care of anything that may come up. And I believe that every journey needs a bag, and I think I have one for you. So thank you for giving me the opportunity to show them to you.
Thank you for
Any
being
questions?
here. I think we have run out of time for questions currently, but we will hope to get some questions in the after party. You guys do a great job of getting all that information in this little bit of time. You have such
looking forward to next month where we're each separate.
Yeah, I am looking forward to that, where you can show us more and you can breathe a little bit too.
Breathe. Yeah, it's
Thank
good
you.
to breathe.
Yes. So thank you guys so much. And thank you to all of our artists today for sharing their stories and taking the time to be here with everybody. And we also, before we draw our raffle prizes, wanted to thank all of you for joining us today too. You all are why our artists make their work. You're the inspiration, you're the fuel, and the fact that you show up is really, it's more to them and to us at our Party Central than you will ever know. So thank you for being here so much. And feel free to reach out to any of the artists, be it through email or social media, likes and shares. Everybody really, it fills them up and fills us up to know that you guys are with us. And make sure to tell your friends if you enjoyed yourselves today and bring them along for the next ride. We'll be back. We're pretty much back every week with at least one, if not two parties. We have two parties next week. I'll go into that in a few minutes. But before we go into that, let's pull some raffle winners, because this is the fun time to celebrate you all. So with that said, we've randomly chosen people who are still on the call, or whatever we're calling this, call, Zoom, party. And we're gonna call out some names. So if you are one of the lucky winners, we do need you to put your name and your email address in the chat for us. That's how we get you your gift certificate, is through email. So make sure to do that, especially if your name is different on the Zoom than it is on your RSVP, because then we'll never find you. You can either send it to admin, to myself, or directly in the chat, and we'll make sure to get that to you. So let's get to the fun. Our first gift certificate is gonna go to Karla Gudeon Art and Design, and the winner of that is Gilda Edelstein.
Yay!
Yay.
Congratulations, Gilda. And you are welcome to unmute and cheer along, unless we get some.
Yay!
Congrats,
Yay.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. Very exciting.
Hilda.
Gilda.
Whoa, whoa. That's me, but I have to turn it around.
You're adorable.
Thank you. That's great. I love all your artwork. I've spoken to Alex and I love Alex's jewelry, so I can vouch for that. And Steel Pony does not lie about the comfort of their clothing.
We all love hearing that.
Love that, Gilda. Thank you.
Can't wait to make you something beautiful for your house.
Oh,
So our next gift certificate is going to go for Griffith Evans Wood Jewelry. And that winner is Pamela Zappardino.
Oh,
Congratulations, Pamela.
cool. Hey, Pam. Congrats, Pam.
The next gift certificate is for PoshFELT, and that winner is Marcy Feeney.
Hey.
Oh, hey, Marcy.
Okay, for Alex Lozier Jewelry, our winner is Louise Giordano. Okay, next is for Gina Pannorfi. The winner for Gina is Susan Sams. Our sixth gift certificate goes to Shana Kroiz Jewelry, and the winner there is Margot Khan.
This is so weird that out of 1 out of 50,
Yeah.
I have not won. 1 out of 50. All these times.
Our seventh and final gift certificate for the day is for Steel Pony or Journey Bags, and that goes to Julie Wilch.
Hey, Julie. All right.
Congratulations to everybody that won. And we do want everybody to feeling like like they have won something. So you'll all receive a coupon code for 10% off all 7 of these websites, as well as our co-host, Swan&Stone.com. Mine's just an Instagram. I don't have anything for you to buy. So 10% of nothing is nothing, but I love you anyways. The coupon will be good from today through February 26th. So head over to the websites and do some retail therapy and find some great gifts. There is a holiday coming up sometime. Mother's Day is on its way. And the coupon code for today's art party is ARTPARTY220. And we will send a follow-up email to everybody with all of the artist websites, as well as that coupon code, so you don't have to take notes. It's not, as Megan always says, it's not a test, it's a party. I want to thank Sam Stone for helping me co-host today. You may not have seen her, but she was in the background making sure that everything ran smoothly. And don't forget to use your 10% discount on her website as well. As I mentioned before, we have 2 days of parties next week. We have Thursday and Saturday, and we have a great lineup for next week. I'm just going to read off the names here in no particular order. Vela Moda, Bottega Flaviani, Laura Jacklich Jewelry, Christine Evans Sculpture, who modeled Griffith's jewelry today, Ecologic, Francesca Vitali Paper Jewelry, Swan&Stone Millinery, Kay Lamberti Design, Crystal Codata, Megan Patrice Riley Jewelry, Suchi Pottery, Natural Sir, and Suzanne Schwartz Jewelry. And you can RSVP to either of those parties, both of those parties, all 4 of those parties, because it's 2 per day, at artpartycentral.org. And you can also check out our VIP program there as well. I think I could speak for all of our artists by saying you guys are phenomenal, and we miss seeing you in person, but this has been such a fun way for all of us to stay connected and get to know each other and find out more. We know everybody's busy, so you're welcome to stay on and hang out for a little while. We're going to ask some more questions for just a few more minutes, and if not, we understand. no harm, no foul, and we hope to see you again soon. With all that said, you're welcome to unmute yourself. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask them. Anybody? If not, go ahead.
So
Pam.
I wrote a couple questions
Hold on, I
down.
think Pamela has one, Sam.
Oh, I didn't hear. Okay.
You
Well,
wait.
that's okay.
Oh,
I was
please.
just gonna ask Joanne at Steel Pony what that one piece was behind her. The patchworky looking thing.
You mean this piece?
Yes.
Yeah, this is a fabulous one of a kind coat. I do not have it on the website. But you can email me about it. I'll try to take it off of her without killing myself.
Wow.
So it will fit from a 6 to a 22 because it's like just one of those like many the coat of many colors. So it's just a really comfy coat.
Wow. That's gorgeous.
Yeah. So if you're interested in it, email me and I will
Okay.
get back to you.
Thanks, Joanne.
Thank you very much, everyone.
No, but she's
Have a good night, Stacy.
Oh, that was Pam.
Go ahead, Sam. You said you had something written down. Oh, you've muted yourself.
I'm just send her.
Yeah, I'm playing it safe over here. There are a bunch of people in the background. So there were actually a few, but we'll kick it off with Karla. There was a question about, so you're also actually, I wanted the opportunity to do that and show my iris in the background right there. But anyway, so there was a question about your baby names signs. Do you do any that are a little bit more geared towards boys, maybe less floral? And then also if you could talk a little bit about customizing things when you're sort of, they sort of go hand in hand. So
They do go hand in hand. Absolutely on the boys. I also have an animal alphabet that's really gender neutral. So the boys love it, the girls love it. And it's the same kind of thing that I hear Stella. It's works the same kind of thing way this way does, except the letters are animals. So that can be personalized. And very similar to what I showed you at the beginning with the flowers, going back to, I think some people might have come late. So again, with all three of these pieces being the same engraving, just painted different ways, somebody could tell me they want a blue peony, and that can happen. And especially with my figurative work, I customize hair, eye, and skin color all the time. And the other thing that I do is personalize for gifts. So I think Paula, who's on this, just recently ordered and had me personally inscribed to some friends. And that's a really lovely touch. It's subtle. It doesn't interfere with the artwork. It's not big within the painting itself. And I love doing all that and working with people.
Yeah, I've done that with you, Karla.
Yes,
You've given
have,
your tree of
Carmen.
life over the years to many people when they got married.
I love being wedding
described
gifts.
it. And also to my sister, the sisters one, I think you have it in the background there somewhere.
Actually, yeah, I think I'm blocking it. Let's see how short I am again.
Yeah, I gave that to my sister when she graduated college.
And that's one of the pieces that I customized the hair, eye, and skin tone on.
Love that.
Yeah. They're really nice.
Thank you.
People like to see that little bit of personalization when you give a gift.
And I love knowing who I'm making it for and why. And that means a lot to me. Fuels me.
Sam, did you have others or?
Well, yeah, for Maureen at PoshFELT, there seems to be a lot of love for the cross shoulder, the cross body, sorry. And there was a question of if some of your clutches that you showed us, if that could come with a shoulder strap.
No.
Okay.
They don't come.
I love just nope.
Boom.
No, you know, and it's not just me saying no. I just want to tell you that no is just I didn't just say no. It's the aesthetics of the bag itself. I take pride in really figuring out the size and dimension and how it's going to look when it's filled, and how it just I design it to look a certain way, and they really don't work as a crossbody. So I do have crossbodies. This is the small bucket crossbody. So my designs always change. I try and offer something new every season. But these, no, sorry. No.
I love it. I love the way you just said that. Nope,
I think
nada.
that absolutely works. And I'm glad that you showed the other crossbody, and I just popped that into the chat as well so that people
Thank
can
you.
see that you do that.
Thank you. But so on the flip side, this really wouldn't look good as a wristlet or a clutch. So I really
Exactly.
I do put thought into design and the way they're going to function.
Right.
We know that. We've seen the
Yeah.
process.
Absolutely.
I have a question for you, Maureen.
Yes, Dory.
Your crossbodies, is the strap adjustable? Because I'm
I
short.
responded to you, and so that are you asking about the new one?
Yeah.
I can make it adjustable, but the way I designed this is to have a really clean look. So I do a lot of custom size crossbody straps because
Yeah, 'cause I'm too short, so that's too long.
right. And I totally have, I have no problem making you a certain size, but as you can see, the straps come off. So to change the look of the bag with a different strap color, you could, but with an adjustable, you couldn't.
Okay, that's cool.
So yes, I make many different sizes, from standard to personal, and that's at no extra cost. I love doing what I do, so
Thank you.
be happy.
Awesome.
And then that gives you the opportunity to change the look of a bag as well with different straps.
Cool.
Maureen, tell us about your neckwear.
Oh, so these are my I-cord infinity scarves, and I love making them. I make them throughout the whole year. So I'm wearing mine. I'm going to show you my dress form. They're all hand knit, and they're I-cords. So they're basically knitted tubes, and I connect them with a little rectangular fastener in the back, and then you just put it on by wrapping it around your neck. And you see me do that on Doris, my dress form. So I have mine wrapped 3 times because it's really cold. I'll just show you. I'm a little tangled because I have my bag as well on me. So here you go. All right. Quick. 1, 2, 3 for a cowl. 2 for a cowl or a necklace, just by adjusting it. Or you could do a neat knot. And it's a twist. 1, twist twice, neck, boom.
Awesome.
Oh, that's cute.
Thanks, Maureen.
Thanks for asking.
I had a question for Alex, because we didn't get to see your rings this time. Do you have some rings to show us?
I can show you the rings that I'm wearing. I do have many more rings, but they're not like within an arm's reach. So my apologies, but I do have rings on my website. I also do a lot of custom rings because rings obviously need to be sized. But my rings in particular, so I decided to dedicate my entire left hand to ruby because rubies are all about beauty and passion. And this one on my right hand is actually a sapphire. So I've been, in the last couple of months, I've actually been doing a lot of custom sapphire pieces. So this is actually a sapphire slice. But these stones are both in the same family of minerals called corundum. And because it's the second hardest stone below diamond, they're all about strength and resilience, which I think is something that we've all kind of needed to tap into in the last year.
Cheers to that.
I
Yeah.
like the one on your ring finger on the left hand, the star
Oh,
ruby.
the little one.
Yeah, it's kind of neat.
Ring. Yeah, it's fun. This is actually 2 rings.
Oh, it's 2. That's great. Yeah, it's a star ruby.
I love stacking rings. So like these rings that I've been designing, it's like a ring stack, but these ones are actually all soldered together. So I do have like individual stacking rings that you can just wear as many as you want, and buy them individually. But I also have this in a forged ring band, where they're all soldered together if you like more of that style. So I have them just as bands on my website, but I also have them with stones too.
Okay.
Thank you, Alex.
Yeah, they're beautiful.
Um,
Go ahead.
no, you go ahead.
I have some more questions for Shauna. This is Dory again.
Hi,
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Do the pods come instead of the plain blue cobalt, in cobalt and silver?
Yes, I can do, yes, so I can, this is a necklace so I would do it with silver,
Yeah.
flex. Yep, I can just customize, and that one's with gold. I did half and half, so the necklace can be worn either way. So yes, absolutely.
And the new bracelet that you just showed us, will you do that? I think it was in white and gold.
Yeah, this is in, yeah. Yeah, can I do it in the blue? You know what? I haven't yet, but I absolutely can. It's on my, yep.
Your list, blue and silver.
Blue and silver. Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yep. Yeah, be in touch with me. You know, I can make you anything.
I know.
That's the best part about this, working with artists. Huh?
I have a one of a kind, Shauna.
Yeah.
Looks great on you. I had a question for Griffith, actually. It's slightly off topic, but you mentioned that you went to school for woodworking. And I was curious if you only make jewelry these days or if you make other things also. Oh, you're muted.
Sorry, I've been fussing with that microphone icon all evening, trying to make sure that wouldn't happen. Anyway, yeah, I went to a cabinet making program at a community college in Santa Fe. But now I'm really just focused on jewelry. But I do have a shop full of big tools, so maybe someday.
I'm just always curious what that everybody's creative brain is doing all the time.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's,
I don't know, I've just always been really drawn towards working small. I used to build scale models of things. And so, yeah, I've just really focused in on wood jewelry for the time being.
I love it. I've seen a lot of jewelry and I have seen very little wood jewelry. So
thanks. That's good to hear. There's probably a good reason for that, but what do I know? I'm still doing it. So.
Well, it's very sustainable. You're using, materials that would just rot outside otherwise. So you're giving it a whole new life. And I love that.
Yeah.
Griffith, before we move from you though, Griffith, can you bring forward the cornucopia necklace?
I can, yes.
Thanks.
I could actually put this on a model. How would that be?
I just love that.
We love your model.
This is it's a rubber cord neck wire and magnetic clasp, so it's just effortless to wear. Of course, there we go.
It's so beautiful on.
Like this so you can see.
Yeah, these beads are porcelain. They're hand rolled. I do that with Christine's leftover clay, and lift it up a little bit. Yeah, it's just one long continuous piece of walnut wood that's been coiled around itself and then stretched open with the beads in between.
So beautiful. It never occurred to me that that's how you were making I knew you made the beads, but for some reason I didn't connect Christine's.
Yeah, that's it. We're just joined at the hip over here, so I'm always grabbing her little bits of clay and she's asking me to build bases for her sculptures, you know, it's a
It's lovely.
thing, so
You guys are lucky. That's great.
thanks.
And Gina, there was one question for you that was in the chat, and I'm not sure. I'm unclear if it was actually meant for you or not, because do you make dresses? It said, can we see the
I do. Yeah, I saw that. I briefly mentioned that I do make dresses, and I don't have them out with me. They're in my storage at the moment just because it's spring. But what I do is I take, this is like, they're mostly in this name of silk, not coming to my mind right now. But I would cut, it's sort of like a 3/4 long panel dress. But yeah, I do. To be shown later on in the year.
Yes, spring is coming.
Exactly.
It's so gorgeous.
And my last question was also super off topic, but not really, and it's for Dennis. I wanted to see your apron up close.
Okay.
I love an apron
so
like this.
apron.
Wait, you gotta step
Stand back. Give me the back
I don't know.
view.
I think it might be kind of hard to show that way. 'Cause-
Yeah, it's a little dark, but did you make
So,
that?
I did not. It was cheaper to buy one than to make one. But I did amend it. So this comes with a oil tan leather square attached. And it had the same type of straps. So I took the straps off and I made buffalo straps out of it. And then it's got a crisscross in the back.
I freaking love it. I'm sorry. I can't.
It's his new leather making apron.
Here.
He's very proud of it.
Well, it's comfortable.
Well, I
And
noticed
my
it
clothes.
last time and I noticed it today and I love it. So
Thank you. I made it mine.
did anybody have any other questions? Because if not, I think we will wrap it up. All right. Well, thank you all so much for being here.
Thank you.
We'll be back.